Dear friends and colleagues, greetings to you all. Thank you, host, and thank you, members of the IWI. It's a great pleasure to be here with our friends and colleagues to share with you the historical and technological significance of the Lingqu Canal. Hydraulic engineering has been at the center of my entire career. Of the many canals that I've encountered, the Lingqu Canal has left a lasting impression on me. Its pioneering achievements have not only influenced the Grand Canal, but also had a profound impact on China's history and modern hydraulic engineering. For example, the South to North Water Diversion Project has expanded its eastern route through the channel of the Grand Canal. Today, I would like to focus on what makes the Lingqu Canal unique. First, I will address the historical significance of the Lingqu Canal. Please look at a territorial map of China in the late 3rd century BC, when China was fragmented, led by Qin Huang, China's first emperor. Qing Kingdom rose to power in the north, united the 6 states, and incorporated both the Yellow River and the Yangtze River Basin into the territory of the Qing dynasty. However, in the south, the Pearl River Basin remained separated by a mountain range. During Emperor Qin Huang's military campaigns to unify the Pearl River Basin in Lingnan, the rugged roads in the mountains made it difficult to transport troops and supplies. To solve the problem, they discovered a corridor between the mountains that could be an ideal site for building a canal. This will create a waterway network connecting the Central Plains with the Lingnan region, as it allows the Yellow River and the Yangtze River to converge with the Pearl River. That's why the Lingqu Canal was excavated. The Lingqu Canal is a gem of hydraulic engineering in ancient China, a symbol of the country's unification. It linked the Xiangjiang River of the Yangtze River system with the Lijiang River of the Pearl River system, serving as a bridge in political, economic, and cultural activities, as a gateway to rivers and the sea. The Lingqu Canal became an essential juncture of the Asian maritime Silk Road and facilitated economic and cultural exchanges between China and the Han Chinese with different civilizations and ethnic groups. The canal has played a very important role in promoting China's unification. Second, I would like to share with you my views on the technological significance of the Lingqu Canal. First, the site for the canal was scientifically selected. The Yangtze River system and the Pearl River system are separated by the Nanning Mountains. When excavating the Lingqu Canal, the Asian engineers found that 2 rivers run through Xin'an County. In the west, the Lijiang River flows from north to south and joins the Pearl River. In the east, the Xiangjiang River flows from south to north and joins the Yangtze River. As the two are parallel, building a canal in Xin'an between the 2 rivers would connect the Yangtze River system and the Pearl River system. The Lijiang River and the Xiangjiang River are closest to each other at a straight line distance of over 20 kilometers, and it was difficult to excavate a 20-kilometer canal across the mountains with a backward technology at that time. Upon further investigation, the engineers noticed that the Lijiang River has a tributary called Shi'an River, which is only 1,600 meters away from the Xiangjiang River. Along this straight line, only 1,600 meters of waterway needed to be excavated to connect the 2 rivers. However, Shi'an River was 4.3 meters higher than the Xiangjiang River, and it was way too expensive to raise the water level of the Xiangjiang River. As they surveyed the upstream, the Asian engineers found a place called Bengshuitang, or literally translating water diversion pond, where the water level was 1.5 meters higher than that of Shi'an water. This allowed them to build a weir to raise the water level and excavate a canal to connect the Xiangjiang River with the Lijiang River. The Lingqu Canal enables precise water diversion. Please look at this map. The ancient engineers built a weir called Balance on the Xiangjiang River. You can see in the picture, the balance weir consists of big balance and small balance, which make for an obtuse angle. At their conjuncture, there is a diversion embankment made of stone that extends to the center of the river, ensuring smooth diversion into the north and south channels. The balance will divert the water from the Xiangjiang River into the North Canal and the South Canal in a 3:7 ratio. 30% of the water goes to Lijiang River through the South Canal, while 70% flows to the Xiangjiang River through the North Canal. During rainy seasons, excess water overflows the balance square and returns to the Xiangjiang River. If the Lingqu Canal flooded, the water could be diverted to the ancient Xiangjiang Channel through the well. 5 overflow wells were put into place among the channels to discharge flood water. The locals call them discharge balance. 2 factors are central to the Lingqu Canal's precise diversion capacity. First, the height of the overflow wells determines the upstream water level. Second, the flow capacity of the north and south channels keeps the diversion ratio at 3:7. With this ratio, the water level depth in both channels is maintained at approximately 1.5 meters to accommodate navigation. Third, the Lingqu Canal comes with a reduced water slope and flow velocity, which is good for navigation. The canal head diverges into the North Canal and the South Canal. The North Canal takes 2 large S-shaped turns on the right bank of the ancient Xiangjiang Channel before flowing back into the Xiangjiang River. The direct distance from the inlet to the outlet of the North Canal is only 1,500 meters, but with the 2 S-shaped turns, the river channel of the North Canal was extended to 3,250 meters. This reduces the water slope and flow velocity and allows ships to navigate smoothly without the need for locks. Similar designs are also found in several locations along the South Canal. To conclude, the ancient engineers artificially created curved river channels to lengthen the river channel, reduce flow velocity, and facilitate navigation. This engineering solution replaces locks with curved river channels, which is a remarkable innovation in ancient hydraulic engineering. Fourth, engineers of the Lingqu Canal invented a dolmen, which is the ancient ship lock to ensure safe navigation. The Lingqu Canal lies in the Ningnan region, and locals had to deal with 8 months of rainy seasons and 4 months of dry seasons every year. How could we keep the canal flowing during the dry season? The answer from ancient Chinese engineers was ship locks. The Lingqu Canal presented us with the world's first ship lock. The technology was later used by the Grand Canal and played a vital role. In the 1980s, experts from the International Commission on Large Dams visited the Lingqu Canal and called the ship lock the father of all ship locks. The Lingqu Canal, with a total length of 37 kilometers, had up to 36 ship locks during the 11th century. The locks were designed to accommodate the terrain, water level, and flow of the canal. The distance between 2 adjacent locks ranged from 150 to 200 meters, and the furthest distance exceeded 2 kilometers. When a boat traveling upstream reached a new lock, the boatman would close the lock behind him to block the water and open the lock in front of the boat, and the boat could move forward once the water level stabilizes. To us, this looks like an ancient prototype of today's flight of locks. The ship locks along the Lingqu Canal ensured year-round safe navigation, and the brilliant engineering solutions allowed ancient Chinese people to build ship locks along canals to enable navigation, irrigation, and water supply. To sum up, the Lingqu Canal with its pioneering designs is a great example of hydraulic engineering that leveraged hydrodynamics and became an integral part of nature. It fully conforms to the principle of modern engineering hydraulics, waterway hydraulics, and hydraulic architecture. The Lingqu Canal presents us with valuable pioneering practices in seeking progress by adapting to local conditions. There is one more key fact about the Lingqu Canal. Although it was originally intended as a transport infrastructure, over the course of time, the canal has fostered rich historical and cultural legacies. This is the end of my speech. I welcome colleagues from around the world to visit the Lingqu Canal and explore the past and future of hydraulic engineering. Next, I will give the floor to Mr. Zhang Tingyu, who will discuss the historical and cultural impact of the Lingqu Canal.
谢谢。感谢 AWA， 感谢
Dear friends of the IWI, dear colleagues,
在我和江楚汉先生
after discussions with the IWI, Mr. Zhang, Chuhan, and I accepted this challenge to present the uniqueness of the Lingqu Canal. It is unique not simply because of its long history. Like what Mr. Zhang has just mentioned, its uniqueness also lies in the original or creative contributions made by hydraulic engineers more than 2,200 years ago. Without modern instruments, the ancient Chinese engineers selected the canal site with stunning scientific precision. They adjusted water levels and flow velocities by building curved river channels and invented the world's first ship lock. In Chinese, the name of the canal, Ling, means smart or wise, while Qu means canal. Although the Lingqu Canal was originally built as a transport infrastructure, its functions went beyond mere transportation after it came into being. Thanks to its diversion design, ship lock system, and coordinated seasonal flow management. So what are the other specific functions? Firstly, it became a defense against floods. Historical records show rare instances of flooding in the area. Secondly, the Lingqu Canal provided irrigation for farmlands. Today, it irrigates over 10,000 acres of rice fields. The significance of the Lingqu Canal goes beyond transportation. Modest as it might seem in size, it offers comprehensive functions encompassing transportation, irrigation, and flood control. In the 1930s, modern railways started to emerge in the region, which gradually replaced the canal's transportation function. However, it continues to play a vital role in flood control and irrigation. If you come to visit the Lingqu Canal today, you would still see its active presence. It has been working tirelessly for 2,200 years. For me, the Lingqu Canal is not just a silent historic site. Rather, it is a friend with whom you could have a dialogue with. It's a friend of the time, and it's a friend of mine. And that's why I'm here today. My experience, my life is closely related with the Lingqu Canal, and I am in an ongoing dialogue with it. It is not as vast or famous as the Yangtze River, the Yellow River, the Nile, or the Danube. And although it is a small river on the outskirts of my village that carries the lives and the memories of my grandfather, my father, me, my children, and grandchildren. During my childhood, the riverbanks were our playground. The canal provided us with clean drinking water and palatable fish. And the clear channels were our swimming pool. I still remember the thrill of leaping from the stone arch bridge into the water. It might be hard to imagine, but actually in 1954, I won a medal in a 100-meter relay race of a junior swimming competition, and I almost became a professional swimming athlete. Of course, no one would be interested in listening to an 84-year-old man like me recounting old stories unless I were to write a novel, The Old Man and the River, as Hemingway wrote The Old Man and the Sea. However, what truly matters is that my experiences could help you to better understand how the Lingqu Canal shaped the values of both the people on its banks and the Chinese people today. I'm not just a resident of the area, but also an archaeologist from that place. Archaeological studies on the Lingqu Canal have been a major part of my life, as they actually have provided evidence of the canal's unique value. So, do you know what this is? This is a weapon made with clay 200 years ago, dating back to the Ming Dynasty. You may wonder how people used this weapon back then. Did they just throw it like David attacking Goliath, or did they launch it from a catapult, or following the principle of the lever? Both answers make sense. But the more important fact is that this weapon was once used to defend the Lingqu Canal as it was discovered alongside the canal. More specifically, the relic was found in an ancient fortress called Qing City. Back in 1965, I visited Qing City to survey and map the site. In 1991, I returned to the site for excavation and confirmed that it was a city built around 214 BC, complete with city walls, moats, building foundations, stables, and armories. So, what was the reason behind the construction of such a large city? According to historical records, Emperor Qin sent an army with 500,000 soldiers to the Lingnan region along 5 routes. And this ancient city was a hub for transferring troops and military supplies. And the question followed was, how could the troops and the supplies be transported to this spot? It must be noted that the capital of Qin was Xianyang, which was located in Shanxi, far away from Qin City. Over 2,000 years ago, land transportation alone could hardly complete military movements on such a scale, and they had to resort to waterways. Before the Lingqu Canal was built, the Qin Emperor already conquered the Yellow River and the Yangtze River basins. However, as it attempted to expand its territory to include the Pearl River Basin, it faced a huge obstacle, the Nanling Mountains, and in previous military moves, failures had been caused largely due to the poor transport conditions, and as Mr. Zhang mentioned earlier, the Lingqu Canal facilitated military operations and helped the Qing army expand the empire's reach to the Pearl River Basin and the South China Sea. From this perspective, the construction of the Lingqu Canal marks a historical crossroads and ensured territorial stability for over 2,000 years. All of these events can be found in historical records, which have been confirmed by archaeologists with solid evidence. Many people would compare the Lingqu Canal with the Great Wall in China. In my view, actually, they are very different. The Great Wall built barriers for defense, while the Lingqu Canal created connections. This is what makes the Lingqu Canal so unique. No other waterways of such a scale have shaped the course of history as profoundly as the Lingqu Canal in history, with a massive influence that extends far beyond the military realm. It is important to note that in the ancient world, canals not only transferred goods and commodities, but also people, information, lifestyles, culture, and civilization. The cultural charm of the Lingqu Canal gives it a unique appeal, which surpasses its military value. In 1984, I led an archaeological excavation team at the Zhang tomb near the Lingqu Canal. Inside the tomb, we discovered this pottery workshop model. As you can see, there are large pots on the stove, with the lower one used for cooling. But what was its exact purpose? Perhaps the ancient Chinese people used it to brew alcohol or make rice noodles. Before the Lingqu Canal was constructed, the Pearl River Basin, which goes from the canal all the way to the South China Sea, showed few signs of civilization, and sophisticated tools like this clearly came from the central region through the Lingqu Canal, which served as a channel for spreading the culture of the Central Plains. Now, please take a look at this figure, which was unearthed during the same act. Who was the man? What was he doing? In fact, he was holding a lamp for his master. His facial features differed from those of the Chinese Han people, and he's not of the Asian Mongolian race, but rather Caucasian race, as evidenced by his high nose bridge. Alongside this figurine, we also found precious items such as crystal beads and glass beads, all from Persia. Why were these items discovered in Han tombs along the Lingqu Canal? The answer is clear: through international trade. My colleagues have focused on marine trade in ancient China, and they told me that these valuable items once again confirm that China maintained close trading connections with the Persian Gulf region over 2,000 years ago. The Book of Han contains records of the maritime Silk Road as early as the 2nd century BC. Commodities from China, including silk and tea, were shipped to Hepu, a port near the South China Sea, through the Yangtze River, Xiangjiang River, Lingqu Canal, and the Lijiang River. From there, the goods were then shipped to Southeast Asia, South Asia, West Asia, Europe, and Africa. And commodities from Middle East and Europe flowed into China along the same route in the opposite direction. In summary, the Lingqu Canal, its evolution spans over 2,000 years. Initially built to meet military demands in the Lingnan region, the canal later got a new mission. The new missions are exchanges and integration between different cultures. People from the developed regions brought advanced production tools and technologies to the Pearl River Basin along the Lingqu Canal, through the Lingqu Canal, driving social progress. More importantly, these settlers brought their ways of life to the region, which left a lasting impact on the customs, dietary habits, ceremonies like weddings and funerals, and the understanding of family and kinship in Guangdong and Guangxi. Imagine for a moment, without the unique contributions of the Lingqu Canal, what my hometown Guangxi, as well as the neighboring regions of Guangdong and Hong Kong, would be like. Without the Lingqu Canal, actually, it would not have been me who is speaking here with you. And actually, in fact, this seminar would not even have been possible. So I have spoken at length about the uniqueness of the Lingqu Canal on a broad scale. Now, let's talk about how the canal shapes local communities in a unique way. For over 2,000 years, the Lingqu Canal has functioned as a transport artery. However, this function gradually diminished with the development of railways, but it continues to be a source of drinking water for the local people and irrigates over 10,000 acres of land. In other words, the canal is still alive thanks to constant maintenance and repairs. Historical records documented 37 large-scale renovations that span nearly every dynasty in the history of China. More importantly, local communities are actively involved in those maintenance efforts. In my earliest memories, I still recall that many people voluntarily repelled and cleaning the waterway during the winter dry season. And today, this tradition continues and has taken on a new implication, that is environmental protection. Community volunteers are taking actions to protect the local environment. Now, you can find residents wearing red vests, using any available tools to clean up trash along the canal. Of course, volunteers can be found anywhere in the world. But what makes me proud is that volunteering at the Lingqu Canal is deeply rooted in our history and culture. as locals have passed on the spirit from ancient times till today. Furthermore, keeping the Lingqu Canal clean has always been a priority, since it offers a major source of drinking water for residents. When I was a child, there were always people maintaining order along the water street. They would set up red flags along the banks early in the morning to signal that people should only be collecting drinking water from the canal during that period of time. The flags would be removed after 8 o'clock, and the residents could then use the water to wash vegetables and clothes. While the flags are no longer used today, the tradition still remains, and it has become part of our ancient customs and culture. My dear friends from the IWI, as I conclude my speech today, I'd like to show you that the Lingqu Canal is not a silent historical site, but a friend that you could talk to. Although the boats traveling on the canal today are only for tourism sightseeing, it still keeps the functions as 2,200 years ago actually, including diverting water, irrigating farmland, and replenishing the Jiang River. Today, you can still see that the Lingqu Canal is working at its full capacity. The Lingqu Canal is a place of wonder and beauty. It is located in Guilin, which is renowned as one of the most beautiful tourism destinations in China, attracting tons of tourists every year. The booming tourism development, however, also presents us with challenges. For example, given that the city welcomes millions of visitors every year, how could the Lingqu Canal capture such economic opportunities? How can we present the unique charm of Lingqu to the world? How do we manage the increasing number of tourists to avoid environmental damage? What kind of tourism products should be presented to tourists? How should we effectively engage with visitors? We have turned our local specialties such as rice noodles and grapes into festival events, which has gained the spotlight on social media platforms. But are there even better ways to promote Lingqu Canal during the peak tourism season and the public holidays? There could be huge increase in the number of tourists. How could we address these challenges? And what are the solutions to these problems? Oh, actually, you are supposed to be the ones asking questions, not me. But the questions I have raised are real concerns for us. The answers to my question will not only inspire us, but also enlighten other canal heritage sites facing similar challenges. And I would be delighted to discuss these matters with all of you face to face if you ever have the opportunity to visit Lingqu. Thank you.
Now I would like to show a video clip. From the video clip, you can see Lingqu Canal from different angles. You can see local people, you can see Guilin City, the city where Lingqu Canal is located. There is a famous Chinese saying that goes, Guilin landscape is one of the best on heaven. Here is Lingqu Canal, which was built 2,000 years ago by the first emperor of Qing dynasty. You can see the plowshare and the water diversion balance, and the fishermen are catching fishes and shrimps. You can see the three directions of the flow of water. You can see clear water, and such things can be seen in the daytime. If you come to Lingqu Canal, you can take a boat to see the historical site, the ongoing water conservancy facilities, and the integration of the canal and the nature. When we talk of Lingqu Canal, we must talk of the city of Guilin, where Lingqu Canal is situated. Guilin is a world-famous tourism city. You can see the unique karst landform. The city is called the Natural Geographic Museum, the limpid Jiang River, the karst mountains. You can say Guilin is integrated with the mountains and rivers. Most of the water in Guilin City comes from Lingqu Canal. In Guilin City, you can see the mountains, the rivers, the culture, and the history. If you have chance to Guilin, you can see the unique ingenuity of Lingqu Canal. You can see the karst landform of Guilin City. And if you have time, you can take a boat along the canal. You can eat the rice noodles made of rice grown locally. Rice noodles are the most famous local delicacy in Guilin, and I believe every one of you loves delicious food. And don't forget to try the sweet grapes. The grapes grown locally are very delicious. And also don't forget to try the wines. I want to say the past and the present of the city have been connected by the Lingqu Canal. And now through sharing with you, we are connected no matter where we are. And we're looking forward to sharing views with you in Guilin, the world-famous tourism city, and in Lingqu, the millennial-old channel.